Nobody decided to worship God. There was no meeting, no vote, no moment where a group of early humans sat down and agreed, all right, starting today, we believe in something bigger than us. It just happened. And the strangest part? It happened to every human civilization, independently, on every continent, in every era, without any contact with each other. Every single human society that has ever existed worshipped something. That's not a coincidence. That's biology. Here's the question nobody actually asks. Not what did ancient humans worship? That's the boring question. Historians love that one. The real question is, why did the human brain start doing this at all? Because worship is expensive. Think about it from a pure survival standpoint. Building temples takes thousands of hours. Sacrificing food to a god means less food for you. Praying instead of hunting is objectively a waste of time. And yet, every human society did it anyway, which means one of two things. Either worship gave humans some kind of survival advantage that we're not seeing, or the human brain is fundamentally broken in a very specific way. Both answers are more disturbing than you'd expect. Here's something your brain is doing right now, without telling you. It's looking for faces, in the clouds, in the wood grain of a door, in the shadows on your wall at 3 a.m. This is called pareidolia, and it's not a bug in human cognition. It's a feature. Your brain evolved in an environment where missing a predator was fatal, but imagining a predator that wasn't there cost you almost nothing. A false alarm is embarrassing. Missing the lion is death. So your brain became extraordinarily good at seeing patterns, faces, intentions, agents, behind random events. A tree falls during a storm, a child dies, a hunt goes wrong. The ancient human brain doesn't say random event. It says something caused this, something intended this. Cognitive scientists call this agent detection, the tendency to assume that events have a conscious cause behind them. And here's where it gets interesting. Once your brain is wired to detect agents, to see intention behind everything, you start seeing intention in the thunder, in the flood, in the drought. You don't just see a storm, you see something angry. That's not stupidity. That's your brain running its survival software on inputs it was never designed for. And that software is the seed of every religion that has ever existed. But here's the thing that breaks the timeline. In 1994, archaeologists in southern Turkey discovered something that rewrote human history. A site called Gobekli Tepe. Massive stone pillars, carved with animals, arranged in deliberate circles, built with extraordinary precision and effort. It is, as far as we know, the oldest religious structure on Earth. It dates to approximately 11,600 years ago. And here is the problem. Agriculture. The ability to grow your own food, to build permanent settlements, to have enough surplus to dedicate thousands of hours to anything other than survival. That came after Gobekli Tepe. The old story was humans settled down, built farms, had extra time, built temples. Gobekli Tepe says the opposite. Humans built the temple first, which means worship didn't come from civilization. Worship might have created civilization. Think about the problem of running a large group of humans. 10 people you can manage with trust and personal relationships. Everyone knows everyone. But 100 people? 1,000? People who've never met? Who have no reason to trust each other? How do you get them to cooperate? You need a shared story. Not just any story, a story that is unchallengeable. A story that punishes defection, not just socially, but cosmically. God is watching. And if you steal from your neighbor, if you break the rules of the tribe, it's not just the chief you answer to. It's something infinite, something that sees everything, something that punishes you even when no one else is looking. Psychologists call this the big gods hypothesis. The idea that moralizing, all-knowing deities emerged not because they're true, but because they work. A group that believes that God monitors their behavior, cooperates more, cheats less, trusts strangers more. That group outcompetes groups that don't have the same belief system. God, as a social technology, is extraordinarily effective. But there's another theory, and it's simpler, and maybe more honest. Humans are the only animal on Earth that knows it's going to die. A lion doesn't lie awake thinking about its own mortality. A bird doesn't grieve. But somewhere in human evolutionary history, we developed the cognitive ability to project ourselves into the future. The psychological term is terror management theory. The idea that much of human culture, art, legacy, religion, exists as a buffer against existential terror, against the knowledge that you will cease to exist. Every single religion in human history, without exception, offers something on the other side of death. Afterlife, reincarnation, reunion, legacy, continuity. It's not a coincidence. The human brain found death unacceptable, and it built, over thousands of years, an elaborate system of stories to make death survivable. Psychologically, worship didn't start because humans saw the divine. Worship started because humans saw the darkness and needed a light. Now here's the part where it gets uncomfortable. Everything we've just covered, agent detection, big gods, terror management, these are explanations for why worship exists. But they don't answer the one question they seem to answer. They don't tell us whether any of it is true. Because here's the thing about evolutionary explanations for belief. The fact that a belief evolved for social or psychological reasons does not make it false. Your brain evolved to detect fire because fire is real. Your brain evolved to fear heights because heights are actually dangerous. So the question, the one that cognitive scientists deliberately stay out of, is this: did the human brain evolve to invent God? Or did the human brain evolve to find something that was already there? That question has no scientific answer, and the fact that it has no scientific answer is maybe the most interesting thing about it. So, how did humans start worshiping? A brain wired to see intention in everything, that saw a storm and felt something angry behind it. A species that discovered 12,000 years ago that shared belief could organize thousands of strangers into a civilization. A mind that looked at death and couldn't accept it, and built an entire cosmology to survive the T. And somewhere in all of that, something that billions of people across all of human history have described as an experience that felt undeniably real. Make of that what you will. We started worshiping because we're human, and we're still doing it for exactly the same reasons.